Hey guys, I'm Maylin Dovan, certified athletic therapist and founder of Rehab-U Movement and Performance Therapy. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This week we're talking about loading the ankle to prevent high ankle sprains. Now, high ankle sprains or syndesmotic sprains are more common than maybe what we realized in the past. So these injuries occur with forced dorsiflexion of the ankle or increased or excessive external rotation. Now, in the sporting environment, that would happen with deceleration mechanics. So as that foot comes forward, that ankle gets some external rotation torque and sometimes some excessive dorsiflexion. Hey guys, thanks for watching our videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, these injuries are pretty difficult to treat, so having a prevention strategy becomes pretty interesting. Now, probably the most important prevention strategy is having the appropriate mobility at the ankle to absorb that external rotation torque, those rotational torques at the ankle on those deceleration mechanics. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video on ankle mobility and how it impacts high ankle sprains, do make sure that you check that out on the channel. Now, mobility is not the only thing that we want to work on. We also want to load the ankle. We want to load the ankle to prepare it for the stresses that it will encounter in the sports environment. And we do this in two different ways. Now, in order to prepare the ankle to actually absorb and distribute load, we need two different strategies. One, we need to load the ankle by applying intentional force in specific ranges of motion, namely in the ranges of motions that we've worked on in our ankle mobility strategy. Okay, and we do that to strengthen the range of motion, strengthen those structures and those tissues. We also need to mimic fast movements that the ankle is going to encounter in the environment. And this is really important because the more we repeat movements, the more efficient the neuromuscular system becomes. The more we repeat these fast movements, the more advanced information and preparatory activity is available for the neuromuscular system, a concept called feed-forward control. So doing this helps us in our injury prevention strategy, and it also helps us become more efficient from a performance standpoint. Okay, so First things first, we're going to load that ankle in those specific range of motions, okay? So let's get our athlete into a position where we get him under load, so he's got that heavy medicine ball, and we're getting that foot, again, on our incline. So that foot is on a little bit of an incline, so he's getting some eversion, and we're gonna load that everted position. So he's gonna load that hip, that foot, and then rotate away, pushing away. He's gonna load into that foot and then rotate, pushing away. Loading in, rotating, pushing away. So he's really getting a load when he's down here, he's really getting a load in that ankle, in that dorsiflexed and everted position, and then moving away. So now that we've loaded the ankle by applying intentional force in specific ranges of motions, we want something more dynamic. It's great to start with a deceleration exercise as a first step to that dynamic movement. So we can start with a cross-body lunge with a band pulling forward. So as he crosses over, the band is pulling him forward, so he's really having to decelerate that band pulling forward. Come back and turn, yes. Now the more he steps, the wider he steps, the more he's gonna have to decelerate, right? The shorter he steps, the less he's gonna have to decelerate. And we can even have him flex the hip up and then decelerate. There we go, to increase that intensity of that deceleration. So there you have it, guys. That's how you load the ankle for prevention of high ankle sprains. So remember, you want to load the ankle in the ranges of motions that you created. It's important to apply intentional force into those ranges of motion with a load, so that you're strengthening the tissues, the structure, right? And you're strengthening that range of motion. Then you need to expose that ankle to stresses that are similar to what it's going to encounter in the sports environment. And a great place to start is deceleration. And we're talking about how the mechanics of that external rotation and that need to absorb with the pronation, so the dorsiflexion, eversion, and abduction is required in the deceleration mechanics of changing directions, right? So starting with that deceleration, using exercises that kind of mimic deceleration is really a great place to start. And then you build on top of that with some more acceleration drills and some change of direction drills. So there you have it. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you missed the previous video on ankle mobility for high ankle sprains, do make sure you check that out as well.